Good morning, everyone. It was a wonderful experience to listen to Dr. Ragini Agrawal as usual. She's a great orator. And it again gives me immense pleasure to introduce Dr. Narendra Malhotra, sir. And he's going to talk about a very pertinent topic, decoding age. Sir, I guess no one else can speak in volumes about this topic other than you. So I don't think the gathering needs any introduction about sir. And I would like to hand over the mic to sir. Dr. Varsha, you have anything else?
I request Dr. Rachna ma'am and Dr. Jyoti to join as a chairperson.
So very good morning to you. I apologize that I'm jumping the line and speaking, but they've kept me in 3 workshops, so I have to go to the ultrasound workshop after this. So what we're going to talk today is beyond wrinkles, the molecular map of aging, and what are the biological processes behind aging, and is there a science for anti-aging? Now, recently in Kanpur, on September 13th, our past president Kovenji addressed us on aging, and this was just before my talk on aging, decoding aging, and he said that aging is inevitable and it will come to all of us, and we need to accept this and live life. But now with artificial intelligence and the newer research which is happening, the question comes is how long will we live? Or is longevity redefined now? And scientists have reversed cellular aging by decades. Human cells from people in their 80s were now rewound to resemble the cells in the 40s. So that is what is happening in the world today. So there is a big future for this longevity subspeciality. There is going to be anti-aging pharmaceuticals. There is going to be a longevity insurance, and you can take an insurance to live to 100 years. And longevity focused healthcare clinics are going to surface. What we used to call them, where healthcare or cosmetic clinics or welfare clinics will be now known as language. What dramatic has just happened is this drug has been discovered, which is known as anti-reversal, and it is being tried on the eyes to reverse or to set back blindness. In rats, it has been tried, and the rats were made to age artificially, and then this drug was given and they came back to their young age. So in human beings, the first trial has been approved, and in about 12 cases on the cornea and on blindness. So anti-aging is going to be a big business, and those of us who are not happy delivering babies can shift to this anti-aging therapies, and you will be entering $1 trillion economy, and the trillion and many of people are going to turn into billionaires. What Elon Musk has done, you heard about Elon Musk, maker of Tesla. He has devised this robot, and this robot face or the brain is electronic, and it is linked to Elon Musk's brain. So what Elon Musk thinks is this machine thinks the same thing. And even if he is not there, the machine is going to function as Elon Musk. And when he dies also, this machine will function as Elon Musk. So that is the kind of things which are happening. Of course, human cloning we've been talking about, it is still banned, but in America you see those long towers, there are about 5,000 people who have frozen their whole body after death. You see, they are dipped in liquid nitrogen. And with the human cloning, they will be resurrected in the near future. Scientists have already managed to resurrect the mammoth elephant. The mammoth elephant died or vanished from Earth long time back. The genes of the mammoth elephant were found in a mosquito's blood in Alaska, buried in snow. And when they found this dead mosquitoes, they looked at the genes, and the genes were of the elephant. And this guy must have bit. And from that, they are resurrecting the whole mammoth elephant. So that is going to be the future of living forever. Let's come to the basics after shocking you with some things which are going to happen. Now, aging is a gradual decline in our physiological and cellular function, and it goes beyond the visible signs like wrinkles or gray hair, and it is driven by a lot of things, especially genetics, environment, and your lifestyle. And it is more visible, more than what is visible on the face. And it involves a lot of molecular and cellular changes. And understanding these changes may lead to you strategizing your own life so that you can have a healthy aging. I'm not going to say that you're going to live forever, but at least whatever you're living should be healthy. So we define aging as a progressive decline in the biological functions and the ability to adapt to the metabolic stress. It is not a disease, and it occurs at different rates in different individuals because of their genetic makeup and because of their stem cell reserve. There are two agings. Chronological aging is your date of birth, the how many years you are. And biological aging is when your body is aged either early or has not yet aged. So there is a biological aging which may occur early or which may not occur at all for a lot of people. And there are a lot of theories. It is associated with the SRI with genes, and there is a damage error, and we just touch these a little bit, and it's all programmed to in your body to how you will age. There are 9 hallmarks which cause you aging. The genomic instability, as I told you, your genes are unstable. We have on our chromosome, end of the chromosomes, what you call as telomeres, and if you have short telomeres, you're going to age early. Epigenetic alteration, how the atmosphere we are living in, that activates the bad genes and cause aging. Loss of proteases, deregulated nutrition sensing, mitochondrial dysfunction, cellular senescence. Our cells die, and they have to be removed. Like the skin cells are removed every 3 days, gastric cells are removed every 7 days, and new cells, RBCs 120 days, all that. And that is from the stem cells. So if your body has less stem cells, so there is a stem cell exhaustion, the cells will not, new cells will not come, and you will age. And then finally the intracellular communication. So one cell of one from it. So it's all in our genes. We have the chromosome, as you know, in the nucleus, and the chromosome is an X-like, and the end of the chromosome where the DNA material is known as the telomere. And when you stretch this, you get the DNA, which is in helix, and these DNA strands are linked with AGTC or CCTA, in a sequence which is called the nucleotide sequence, and this would be probably the cause of aging. So telomeres is very, very important for, or very critical for triggering cellular death, cellular senescence, and associated with age-related disease. So somehow if we can increase this length of our telomeres, we will live healthier and will live longer. And this happens because of the telomerase enzyme, and that activates the stem cells. So it all lies in the genes like this. And it involves a very complex cellular pathway, which I'm not going to go into the detail, but I'm going to say that this telomeres triggers a whole lot of things in the cell, and that cell will go. So it's a vicious cycle. Extracellular matrix will degenerate, your night rhythm, sleep rhythm gets, the microbiome is dysbiased, and you will hear more about the microbiome tomorrow from Dr. Jaideep on how that influences. And all this leads to inflammaging. Inflammaging means our body is always in an inflamed state. And if our body is in an inflamed state with chronic low-grade inflammation, we're going to age faster, we are going to have a problem in the skin barrier interactions and all the interactions. So cellular senescence is one of the important things which is triggered off by genetics. Then we have how we live is the epigenetics. So we all know that we have about 30 to 40,000 genes, and these genes, when you open them up, have exons and introns, and about only 1,000, 2,000 genes are the good genes which are active. The rest is all garbage or rubbish genes which we have. So we are all carrying cancer genes, we are all carrying disease genes, but they all lie dormant. Why some people get cancer, don't get cancer, is because of the epigenetic. You smoke too much, the cancer gene is activated. You drink alcohol too much, the liver cancer gene is activated. So that is how the genes will be responsible, or your epigenetics or the atmosphere you are living in is responsible to trigger that bad genes. And that leads to DNA methylation, which changes your biological age. That leads to the biological clock, which reverses which accelerates your chronological age. Then inside the cell, because of all this, is a mitochondria. Mitochondria is a battery of our cells. and it has to be fully charged, then only the cells will function. So if the gene is bad, if the epigenetics is bad, the battery will run out, and if the ATP is not there in the cell will not function and will age. And the number of mitochondria also decline. And this is because we are living in an atmosphere where we are exposed to reactive oxygen species and oxidative stress, everything plays, and that leads to mitophagia, which that means the body is itself eating away all those mitochondria. So oxidative stress, the antioxidants and the reactive balance has to be there, and depending on that balance, if the reactive oxygen species is more, then we age faster, and it leads to oxidative stress, which leads to DNA damage, mitochondrial autophagia, cellular senescence, and all that. Usually our body will repair itself because of the stem cells which we have. But if this stem cell exhaustion is there, the repair will not happen. So it's all about the stem cells which we have. Stem cells are totipotent cells which will make each and every cell in our body. And you see them in the embryos. From the embryo, single cell, bone, liver, heart, eyes, everything is made. Similarly, the skin cells, everything is there. And this comes in adult, it is there in our bone marrow, and that bone marrow keeps on secreting stem cells, and there it's in the umbilical cord blood, in the babies, it's in the placenta, it's in the amniotic fluid, and that is all being tried to be used as drugs. So the anti-aging or the aging is telomere shortening, mitochondrial dysfunction, oxidative stress, and finally the tissue causes is disease because of all these epigenetics. So what is in our genes is our genes, we inherit that. But what we can change is the epigenetics of how we live. So to summarize, the normal aging is genetics, lifestyle, physiological and socio-economic. And then nobody dies of age. People die of diseases which occur because of the age. Now when you age, the body repair function is gone, and when the body is not repairing itself, then it starts producing immunogenic problems which eats your own body. So autoimmune diseases come, and that leads to heart failure, myocardial infarction, strokes, cancers, all that. So we die of that. And we don't die of old age. We die of the diseases which will occur when your stem cells are exhausted or you're not there. Like Alzheimer's, like cardiovascular disease, like cancers, and all the diseases occur in the old age which might happen. And it's well known factor that the immune system, if it gets bad or if it gets, then we will be susceptible to infection. And if this immune system does not renew itself, then again all these autoimmune diseases there. Now this has been proven, the epigenetics has been proven by the Chernobyl accident. The Chernobyl, the nuclear plant in Russia in Chernobyl exploded, and all those living there aged by 10 years more, and that's because of the atmosphere, and you can see their pictures there. So their cells went into senescence and will not function, and then they started dying. And when they started dying, then dead cells are there, the inflammation in their body was there. Also aging is linked to the microbiota. The microbiome, which is the great science, and we have about millions and millions of good bacteria living inside our gut, inside probably all our organs, except the cardiovascular and the urinary tract. That's where the microbiome, those two areas are sterile and devoid of the lactobacilli. Now these will, if these are washed away or not functioning, then you will have gut dysbiosis. The gut will become permeability will increase, and what we call as the leaky gut syndrome. Endotoxins are released, and these endotoxins go into the blood, and they'll cause the pro-inflammatory cytokines to be activated, and inflammation in the body occurs. So gut microbiome is very, very important. Then the other factor is the hormonal and metabolic change. Now we know that in women, estrogen, in men, testosterone, all will decline, IGF-1 will decline, growth hormone will decline with age. Insulin, this will cause insulin resistance and metabolic dysfunction, and this will impact the muscle mass, the bone density, and your energy level. So the hormone decline also leads to aging problem, and this leads to a condition what we call as the brain fog. And brain fog is very, very common now. You keep forgetting where you kept your keys, you keep forgetting whether I locked the door or not, you leave something, you store something, hide something, and you forget where you hid the thing, and all that thing is a slow cognitive, and you keep forgetting things. So after understanding, we now turn to, is it possible that when you're turning 60s, you can look like 40s and feel like 20, Yes, probably. There is a drug now which will make you live till 150, and this drug, as I told you, is being tried and probably will be in the market in the next 5 years or so. But what I tried was going into the Fountain of Youth in Italy, and you have to take a dip in it and drink some glasses. You have to take a dip naked with thousands of people there, and this probably will reduce your age, as they say, but it has not worked with me. So, how can we then reverse aging? Now, to reverse aging, we need to increase our stem cells. That is one thing. So, you need to have a healthy mind. And so, you need to sleep well, you need to relax, you need to avoid stress. You need to have a healthy body. So, you need to take a proper diet. And I'm very happy to see that we're going to have a nutrition session in this conference. A proper exercise, avoid smoke. And I'm happy again that tomorrow morning on the terrace we'll be exercising together. All of us should be there. Avoid smoking, avoid all the recreational drugs. Have a daily skincare routine. Again, the skincare workshop will tell you us. See your cosmetologist. Cosmetologist is seen for skin. Gynecologist is seen for regeneration. Yearly routine health checkup is very done. I am a real fan of this man because he is teaching us how to age gracefully, how to age with dignity, and how anti-aging works when you believe in all this and not believe in the roadside drugs. So simple exercises like this will rejuvenate your body and oxygenate your body much more. The main thing is your family bonding, and this is a video which we made for our family bonding. We have a very, very close family bonding with my 3 sisters and their husbands and their children and and that's a family thing. So this is another very, very important factor to keep your life on stage. Of course, there are drugs, there are senolytics, there are NAD boosters. You must be hearing someone is taking NAD, NAC, metformin. I'll just come to all of them. You can take hormonal treatment, you can do stem cell treatment, which are now available, which we'll just mention you. But very important is to keep together with your family and togetherness. So normalizing this, the old age will be much helpful or much healthier. Now in the Kanpur conference, you see the Foxy presidents dancing. You see P.K. Shah, you see Meera Agnihotri, you see Sunita Tendulkar, and you see myself standing there, and Hema Devakar here. Now this is the kind of activity which is required when you are stressed and we are working too much. So family, friends bonding, conference time, not only for heavy talks, relaxation, friendship, hobbies, meditation, all will keep you young and will keep your this thing. So some DNA protectants are needed. Now in Japan, when we were there, this shop was selling chocolates which are anti-aging. Now you can have these chocolates or follow a strict diet, exercise, yoga, meditation, relaxation, and no anger. In our hospital, every floor, every OT, every OPD has a big sign, this is a no anger zone. If anyone gets angry, even I get angry, the nurse points there. So I have to keep quiet. So that is very, very important. Even you have done that. How so you will not get angry. You are not allowed to get angry. Of course, your daily routine after 60 or rather after 50, muscle building exercise is needed. It's not just yoga. You have to be stretching. You have to build your muscles of especially your quadriceps like this, where the strength of your knees improve, and of course cycling and the other things can be done. The human microbiome has to be corrected. So you to have the right food or the right plate, or what we call as a 7 color foods on your plate with a lot of fermented food, which will be your natural microbiome. And the older you get, the more microbiome you need it, because age deteriorates your microbiome, and gut microbiome is very, very important for your immune system and has to be there. Intermittent fasting is very good, and I'll tell you why. 16 hours a day, if you fast, the senescent cells or the dead cells in the body are removed. And for the immune system to remove the dead cells, 16 hours is needed. So early dinner, late breakfast would be your best way to go about intermittent fasting. 16 hours of fasting is there. At 35 to 40, that is how you should plan. At 25 to 30, that is how you should plan. At 45 to 55, and later on in your life, there is a full plan of your intermittent fasting, which can be downloaded from the internet and followed up. The foods which increase inflammation should be avoided. So we should be avoiding whole lot of fruits which look white. So sugars, maida, salt, all whites are bad for you. Anything which tastes good is bad for you. So good tasting food has to be avoided. What you can take is which will decrease inflammation are the foods like leafy vegetables, berries, nutrition dense vegetables, green tea, matcha tea, all that is the good foods which we must be taking. So your lifestyle has to be balanced between diet, nutrition, exercise and the right sleep. Now there are some drugs. Now DNA protectants are usually made from anti-inflammatory food to shorten to lengthen your telomere. And if you can lengthen your telomere, you see this lady, from that size of the face, she can come into a brighter skin on. So there are herbal supplements, but be careful, buy the right herbal supplement which is proven and not just on the internet or not on the Instagram. If someone is just marketing something, correct herbal supplement is required. Lot of cosmetic treatments and creams are there. So there are stem cell creams, there are lots and lots of them in the market. Again, a very good quality and high quality and studied and research proven creams should be used. Your daily morning should be wake up, use a cleanser to clean your face, then have a bath, put a moisturizer and then over that put a UV sunscreen of 30 or more than 30 points. Because sunscreen in even daylight and is mandatory 24 hours or a whole morning 365 days. Then there are certain mitochondrial chargers available like resveratrol. Resveratrol is a very, very effective good drug for anti-aging which charges your battery and can be taken. There are a whole lot of antioxidants there. Now most of these combinations just have a little bit of it. That is not right. You have to take it in the correct dose, even if it is melatonin or if it is lycopene or if it is there. Of course, Shilajit, Ashwagandha are very important. Resveratrol is very important and then we have pure NAD and NAC powders available. Now NAD and NAC, a lot of people are taking IV drips. Now IV it does not work, it works sublingual, it does not work, you have to take this powder sublingual. And now it is available by many companies. Here I am not selling any company or neither I am. मेरे नाम पे नहीं NM में उसने रखा हुआ. Now then your sexuality is very, very important for that is according to him is the only drug that will lengthen your telomere and it costs nothing. So and most of the couples have stopped taking this a long time back. The minute they cross 50 they say the end. Now that is not to be there. If you want to live happily and longer, this has to be a very, very important part of the female sexual health or female sexual preventive health. And it is very, very protective in, especially in female for their longevity. Then metformin. Metformin is a common drug which is available. It is proven anti-aging, it is proven anti-cancer and it is proven drug very helpful. Even for those who are not diabetic, 1000 milligram of metformin sustained release at bedtime would do you a lot of good and keep you away. The only thing is you have to take because homocysteine level might come there, so you take just B12, B6. There are some drugs which are made customized to you. Now this is a company which we have a partnership with, Govita in Hong Kong, and they take your genetic saliva and do your genetic analysis on what will work on your body to charge it, and that can be there. These are expensive, but they really are good. Hormone treatment where required should be given. Growth hormone, estrogen replacement therapy, androgen supplementation, progesterone, calcitonin, thyroid, all this has to be a part of it. ERT, how old to have babies, ERT is a part of it and we will be discussing this in the whole day. What is now available to us in India is the golden vial. And this for men and women will reduce your age if taken at the right time by almost 15 years if you take it at 30, 39. It's an expensive drug, ready-made stem cell therapy. Hyperbaric oxygen again is very, very helpful and very, very good for you. And you can make chambers or take a oxygen therapy, and there are oxygen bars in Bombay and there are glutathione bars in Bombay. Her unspoken problem, Dr. Ragni has already talked about all this, they all come under anti-aging, and it has been known to it. Skin care is not only for women, men also need it. And you see, in every workshop, I am the guinea pig, and everything is tried on me, because nobody comes forward. So all threads, all Botox, all these RF, all are tried on my face. That's why some areas look good, some areas don't, because they usually try out one side, and everyone on the audience tries it, and then it becomes unequal. So we're going to try this on you today in the skin workshop, all this. So anti-aging can be done. Should it be done is a question. There are large scale issues about it. Old age, whether we should be reversing old age. God made us live for 90s. Are we going to live for 150 next year? Yes. The genomic, personalized medicine, regenerative medicine, multi-omics, all that is going to make possible for humans to live up to 150, and calorie restriction. So super immunity, rejuvenation, organ repair, gene modulation, age reversal, stem cell, this is all coming. And of course, the drug for living to 150 is very soon coming, and which will improve all your whole body function. And that is what is going to be the new. We'll be all taking insurance for living long and not for. And this man, the Wellness Uncensored, said he pays a whole lot of things, but it's just simple 8 things which can make you healthier to a death. Everyone follows Brian Johnson, and we thought that he is spending $2 million to live to the age of 200. But what is the 5 things he needs is 15 minutes of flexibility, 15 minutes of balanced work, 30 minutes of cardio, 30 minutes of strength exercises, and the right type of diet and right type of life and interaction which you have with your family is what you need. Thank you very much for inviting me here, for giving some of the views on this interesting topic.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. It was such a mind-blowing presentation, and now I think everybody is looking forward to live till 100 and youthfully. I just wanted to ask you one question, sir. What is the dose, therapeutic dose or prophylactic dose of NAC?
So NAD and NAC comes in a box. There is a spoon in it, and it has to be taken sublingual. It is now also coming in capsules, but in the capsule the gut does not absorb it that much. So 1 scoop of that small scoop per day is what is required. And the NAC can be mixed in water. NAC has to be taken with. But you have all the capsules of now having NAD, NAC and all.
I have a question. If the husband is not ready for all this type of pictures, then what to do?
Who?
If the husband is not ready for such type of pictures, Donita is saying.
You have to find someone else. Meenakshi says find someone else.
You can use AI to get his pictures. You can use AI to get his pictures.
NS-style 16, which is we are.
Sir, but it has been seen.
PCO में बहुत use करते हैं.
Plus, it is also. It has also effect. I have heard it has also got effect on liver cirrhosis. Liver cirrhosis and fibrosis also patients are being given NAC.
Yeah, because it is reversing, no. So it is increasing your immunity. So it is increasing your immunity, improving the immunity will improve all the organs. So all chronic diseases NAD, NAC has now given.
And it can be taken at an unlimited time.
Unlimited time. It's a supplement.
So what can be done for dysbiosis?
For
dysbiosis?
Dysbiosis, curd, kanji. In foods, otherwise you have a lot of probiotics tablets available now. Huh? Yakult, the Yakult drink. So natural foods में dysbiosis के लिए there are a whole lot of things available, curd, yogurt, or you have capsules.
Thank you, sir, for opening that Pandora box. To add to this, I would definitely say exercise, diet, and meditation. Thank you so much.
5 simple things, 15 minutes of exercise, 15 minutes. And of course, metformin is what all of you should start immediately. And NAD-NAC.
It has not been any. Are there good number of articles which say metformin can be taken regularly?
Lots. Now the evidence is, there is too much evidence as an anti-cancer drug also, prevention of cancers in non-diabetics.
Sir, as usual, your presentation is wonderful. I think the point to learn for all of us is, as Madam has rightly said, enjoy, take more pictures, and you can display it in your presentations. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.